We are in the midst of uncertain times, and I am here to offer you a few words and a meditation that might help you in these times of uncertainty. What we know now is that the coronavirus is a worldwide pandemic. What I also know is that because of this, there has been a great deal of fear and some hysteria about the virus. I want to start by saying I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not here to talk about the medical aspect of the virus. What I'm here to explore with you for just a few minutes and then offer you a meditation is that there is an impact on us emotionally, psychologically, and physically. I know that many of you might be really afraid right now. I know that many of you might not understand what all the hysteria is about, and there might be judgment about that. What I want to start with is saying whatever you're experiencing is okay. Let's normalize whatever reaction or response you're having. Can we take a few moments here to simply acknowledge what is emerging for you in the midst of this uncertainty? Are you angry? Are you sad? Do you have judgment? Are you in fear? All of that is a normal response. What I want to offer, though, is the possibility that even in the midst of all of this, you can discover inner peace and inner happiness. So regardless of what you're hearing on the news, regardless of what your friends are saying or sharing on social media, what we're going to work with for just the next few minutes, and it's really just an invitation, and that invitation is the possibility that even in the midst of all of this that's happening, we can turn within and discover true freedom. My invitation for you is to maybe not spend so much time watching the news or spend so much time on social media. Because what I've noticed is fear breeds hysteria. Fear breeds separation. And fear creates all sorts of different things that are being said, some of which aren't even factually relevant to what's happening. So regardless of where you're at in your response or your reaction to what's happening, what I want to offer now is a meditation that will help you recenter in your essential self, your beingness. What we know to be true is that there is a mind-body-spirit connection, and that as the Indian proverb says, we are a house with 4 rooms: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Those rooms are not separate from one another. So what we do in the mental, emotional, and spiritual rooms actually affect the physical. So again, I'm not a medical doctor, but what I do know for sure in my many, many years as a spiritual teacher and a spiritual explorer is that the spiritual piece and the emotional piece have a profound effect on the physical. We know that stress reduces the immune system. So here we are in the midst of what they're calling a pandemic, and many of us are going into a stress response, which actually is lowering our immune system. So the intention of this meditation is an invitation into the spiritual and emotional room. And as we spend some time in that emotional room, it will affect our physical and our mental as well. And it will also have a profound impact on the planet. We can make a profound difference in our own consciousness. So with that, I invite you, if you are ready to join me for the next 10 minutes, to take this opportunity to move into this meditation. So I invite you now to find a comfortable place. If you're on a chair, both feet on the floor. If you're sitting on the floor, a straight spine, or perhaps you want to be up against a wall. And I invite you, if you haven't already, to gently close your eyes. And we begin by taking a nice, deep, conscious breath together. And on the exhale, simply allowing yourself to become fully present, fully aware. Noticing any sounds you're hearing in your environment. allowing those sounds to give you permission to bring your attention and intention to this very moment. So taking a few more moments here to focus on the breath, consciously choosing to slow your breath down and notice the effect that has. Deep inhales, slow exhales. And we now shift our attention, our awareness inward, beginning to check in with ourselves, starting with checking in physically. So just noticing how it feels to be in your body. Noticing if there's any place that you are holding tension. If so, can you give yourself permission to relax? So we know our body is strong, our body is resilient. Feel the energy field of your physicality, knowing that it is powerful. Affirming together, I have a powerful immune system. I am whole and perfect in this moment. Noticing the energy that it creates as you affirm the strength of your immune system. Noticing the energy around that. And if it feels appropriate to you, repeat the affirmation, I have a strong and powerful immune system. Let's say that together. I have a strong and powerful immune system. Recognizing our vitality, our strength, our wholeness in the physical room. Infusing gratitude to our bodies, knowing that they have the power to heal anything that's out of balance in this moment. Knowing that that is the natural process of our bodies, always wanting to heal, always bending toward wholeness. So taking a few moments in this silence as we continue the awareness in this physical room, continuing to feel the energy of vitality, of health, of well-being. Simply leaning into that energy in this silent reflection. And now we shift our awareness to the mental or the intellectual room. Simply noticing thoughts that are present. So often it is said the intention of meditation is to quiet the mind, and for me it's more about noticing. Simply becoming aware of what thoughts are present. Can you observe them without judgment? With curiosity, playing with the idea and the knowing that we have thoughts, but we are not our thoughts. And because we know this to be true, we also recognize that we have a choice on whether we attach to the thoughts or can we simply allow them to come and go. And like we did in the physical room, notice the energy of that as you allow the thoughts to come and go. Observe the thoughts. Watch your thoughts like you're watching a movie, or imagine them floating by on a cloud. So we know we have the ability to shift our awareness, our focus. We have a choice on which thoughts we attach to and which thoughts we release. In this moment, in the intellectual and mental room, the invitation here is to recognize this choice. So many of us walk around asleep, unconsciously choosing what we call reality. So the affirmation for this room is, I choose my thoughts. Let's say that together. I choose my thoughts. And we could also say we choose which thoughts we focus on and which ones we allow to simply float away. The energy of resistance creates more power. So please, please, I invite you in this moment, we don't need to resist the thoughts. We simply recognize them as one thought among billions of other thoughts that we could focus on. So if there are any thoughts of fear, of scarcity, with love and compassion, we honor those thoughts and we simply allow them to gently float away. You might imagine you're releasing them like a helium balloon. You have the power to choose which thoughts you focus on. You can focus in this moment on thoughts that support your well-being, connection, and love. So we simply take a few moments now to focus on those thoughts of inclusion, of vitality, of wellness. And we now shift our awareness into the emotional room, the heart center, becoming aware of the emotional inner landscape. I invite you to recognize what you're feeling right in this moment, honoring that emotion, allowing yourself to feel whatever's present. Allowing yourself to have compassion for the emotion that is present. The affirmation for this room is, I honor my feelings. Let's say that together. I honor my feelings. For just a few moments here, the invitation is to lean into the emotion. Give yourself permission to feel it. We don't have to project our feelings outward. We can create a space in this moment to honor, recognize, have compassion for our emotional nature. So as we spend a few moments in this silence, in this emotional room, I simply invite you to welcome all of them. And we now shift our awareness into the spiritual room, the essential beingness, the truth of who and what we are. This place beyond our physicality, beyond our thoughts, beyond our emotions, is the place of inner stillness. And we recognize that in this spiritual room, we are whole and perfect, unharmed and unharmable. Feeling into the energy of the wholeness that is always the truth in this room. Knowing we came into this world as perfect, whole, spiritual beings, and that is still the truth of who and what we are. We simply allow that spiritual essence to envelop us now. Feel into the energy of perfection. The affirmation for this room is, I am a whole and perfect spiritual being. Let's say that together. I am a whole and perfect spiritual being. Feel the frequency of that. Feel the energy of that. And say to yourself gently, this is the truth. This is the truth of who I am. No thought, no emotion, no physical sensation can change this greater reality. And as we move into 30 seconds in the silence together, I invite you to allow yourself to be immersed in this frequency, to recognize that this is your true and authentic frequency. This is the ultimate reality in the midst of anything happening in the world. Love is who you are. Source is who you are. Light is who you are. So as we move into these 30 seconds of silence, repeat silently to yourself, I am love. I am peace. I am wholeness. I am vitality. I am one with the ultimate reality. So with that, we move into 30 seconds in the silence together, feeling into this energy field. And then allowing yourself to imagine these 4 rooms integrating as one. Beginning to bring your awareness back into this time and space, noticing sounds around you again. Wiggling your fingers and toes, allowing yourself to become aware of the present moment. And as you feel ready, I invite you to gently open your eyes. So thank you for taking this time to explore the infinite possibilities of the spiritual essence that you are, honoring your thoughts, honoring your feelings, honoring your physicality, while also recognizing that the ultimate truth is beyond any of that. And yes, it's time for us to wash our hands and continue washing our hands. But we also want to wash our hands of any thoughts of scarcity, of fear, of hysteria. Wash our hands of the belief that we aren't allowed to feel whatever we're feeling. You are a whole and perfect being. Washing our hands of anything counter to that. Thank you so much for taking this journey. I wish you peace. I wish you love. And I wish you blessings.